minute, it went away. Once again, you have to show. There is problem. I could not.
Everyone, myself M. Jayama. Today I am here to present on topic Human Resource Management, Module 3, Compensation Management. In previous session, we discussed about what exactly the human resource management and what its importance in our present era. And then we discussed about HRP, that is, what is exactly the human resource planning. Today, we try to know about the concept of compensation management. As we all know that human resource management is a concept where it plays a very important role in the progress and the progress of an organization. For example, as we all know that the factors of production like land, labor, capital and organization, among the four factors, we need to rely on some importance to each and every factor of an organization. In that respect, human resource or laborers plays a very important role to make changes in the organization. Here, we need to know that what exactly the human resource management. It is nothing but it is a systematic way it is a systematic way to know about how to recruit an individual for a correct or right place for a right job and how we need to maintain him until his retirement. That is what we will call it as it is a process of we need to take care initially recruitment to the until the retirement of that particular employee as well. That is how we need to know importance of an HRM. HR is called as an human resource or called as an asset of a company. In that respect, how we are going to take care them, it is very essential to know in an organization. That is how here today we are discussing about human resource management, the concept that is compensation management. As here, compensation management is nothing but the main objective of this session is to know about the concept of compensation management and to understand the performance appraisal and its various classifications in the organization. The outcome of this session or this study is to know about the terminologies of compensation management and as well as a performance appraisal. Before starting to start this session, we need to understand, we need to know a glance about human resource management. The introduction of the topic rely on mainly the human resource management is an vital resource for any organization. It is a very important and crucial topic or the terminology. We need to understand that how it will place a very important role in an organization. It is responsible for each and every decision making in an organization. It will help us to take decisions and it will help us to measure the work in the organization, and finally it will give us a result or the consequences of that decision which has been taken by that particular employee or a particular employer in the organization. And employees should be managed properly and motivated by providing the best remuneration and the compensation as per the industry standards. Here, if you want to maintain and human resources in optimum way, those human resources need to be motivated monetarily and non-monetarily aspects. Then only we can maintain in the organization. The good compensation will serve the need of an attracting and the retaining the best employees. Sir, once again, I will check out whether I have started recording or not, sir. Once again. Yeah, it is recording.
Madam, recording has started, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is recording.
The compensation is the remuneration received by an employee in return for his or her contribution of the organization. It is nothing but it is a reward for work which the employer going to pay to an employee. That is how the work has been done by that particular employee. Based on that work, they are going to pay the reward in the form of wage or a salary in the organization. That is what is called as an compensation or the remuneration in the organization. It is an organized practice that involves balancing the work-employee relation by providing monetary or non-monetary benefits to an employee. Monetary, there are two things, there are two forms of remuneration which will plays a very important role to motivate an employee in the organization. That might be in the form of monetary factor and the non-monetary. Monetary factor in the nothing but an it is in the form of cash, and non-monetary is nothing but an it is which is not in the form of cash. That might be in the form of recognition, that might be in the form of other benefits which is very essential to provide for an employee in the organization. After the introduction, we need to understand what exactly the meaning of an compensation. As I already told you that the compensation is nothing but a reward which has to be provided for an employee in return of their service or an work which has been done by that particular worker or an employee. That is what we call as an compensation. The total of all the rewards provided employees in return for their services is called as an compensation. And the compensation is what employees receive in exchange for their contribution to the organization. It is a exchange. As we all know that what we do, for that only we do expect from the employer also. That is what it is an expectation for our work which has been done for the organization. It is the systematic approach to providing monetary values to an employees in the exchange for work performed in an organization. Here, compensation management is also called as an wage and salary administration, remuneration management. Again, it can be called as an reward management. These are all some synonym names which were used as an compensation management. In that respect, it is called as an wage and salary administration, remuneration management. Again, it can be called as an reward management, is concerned with the designing and implementing the total compensation package which the company wants to give to an employees. The traditional concept of wage and salary administration emphasized on only determination of wage and salary structures in an organizational settings. Here, if we are thinking about that, what exactly the return we are going to get from the organization, that might be in the form of wage. It might be called as a daily basis or weekly basis or a monthly basis. Again, it is a mainly contractual basis. That is what we will call it as a wage, and the salary is mainly in the basis of basic salary, and the other allowances need to be added to that basic salary. That is monthly payment is called as, in general, it is called as a salary. After knowing the definition, meaning of a compensation, we need to know what exactly the definition of compensation which were given by some authors or some people, renowned people. They gave their view towards to that what exactly the compensation is. According to Bayers and Rue, they define compensation refers to an extrinsic reward that employees receive in exchange for their work. It is nothing but it is an exchange or it is an reward for the work which has been done by that particular employee. It is composed of base wage or salary and the incentives or bonus or any benefits. It need to include the basic salary, that is what the base salary, or the incentives. Again, the incentives are also included in the form of monetary and non-monetary aspect, and the bonus is nothing but in general it is called as a percentage of profit which has been given or which has been shared with the employees of that particular company or an organization, we can say it as. From the above definition which has been given by Bayers and Rue, it can be concluded that organization mainly consists of two types of compensation, that is direct compensation and the indirect compensation. Here, direct compensation is nothing but the salary which is included with the allowances of, with the help of base salary, it can be added with the some allowances. That is what we will call it as a direct compensation. And the indirect compensation are the other benefits which were provided by an employer to the employee. Then we have the another definition which has been given by Dale Yoder. He defines compensation is paying people for work. It is nothing but the company wants to pay some amount of money to that people who has done some particular work which has been assigned as a duty or the responsibility which has been assigned to that particular employee. That is what we will call it as a compensation. That is what we say that compensation is the paying people for their work. And the another definition which has been given by Edwin B. Flippo, he defines the function of compensation is defined as adequate and equitable remuneration of personnel for their contribution to the organizational objective. Here, each and every organization or the company's existence is to achieve or is to attain the final goal of that particular organization. In that respect, to make an attainment of that particular organizational goal or an objective, what exactly the work which has been done by the employees who are all assigned to do that particular work. That is what we will call it as a compensation here. It is a function of compensation. It is defined as an adequate and equitable remuneration. The work which has been done by similar employees, those employees need to be paid an equal remuneration or the equal wage or a salary for them. That is what tells about an equitable remuneration. We need to maintain the equity among the employees, the work which has been done by each and every employee in the organization. These are all some important definitions. After knowing the definition, we need to know what are all the objectives of compensation management, why we need to study about this, why it is very important to know about the compensation management, what its main objective to know about the compensation management. In that respect, this arrow depicts that what exactly the objectives of an compensation management. In that respect, we do find the first objective is to acquire a qualified personnel. Here, if an organization make an effort to recruit a right employee for an right job, then that will fulfill the 90% of the work has been accurately done by that particular company itself. Then we need to retain the present employee. Then retainment of that employee will also reduce the cost of recruitment expenses. Cost can be reduced and ensure the equity. Then we have reward desired behavior, control cost, comply with the legal regulations, and then facilitate understanding and further administration efficiency. These are all some important objectives. One by one, we need to understand what exactly the objective, try to portray the importance of that compensation management. In that respect, the first one, acquire the qualified personnel. It is nothing but an compensation need to be high enough to attract the applicants. Pay level must be respond to supply and demand of an workers in the labor market, since the employer compete for the workers. Here, among the group or among the available supply of available employees or the available workers in the market, labor market, we need to attract or we need to get recruited the qualified personnel who are all suitable for the organization. That is very essential to take a right decision by the organizer or an organization to acquire the qualified personnel is concluded as an first and foremost objective of an compensation management. Then we have retain the present employees. Here, retain the present employees may, for example, employees may quit when the compensation level are different from the one company to the another company. When the employers make a comparison in between the own company with the other company, then that may leads to they may intend to leave the company. That may cost huge cost for the company. That is how the employer need to think about that. What is the prevailing competitive demand for an employee? On the basis of that only, they need to They need to retain the present employee to avoid the higher turnover rate in the organization. Then we have the another objective, ensure the equity. Here, ensure the equity is nothing but an compensation management strives for internal and external equity, which requires that the pay is related to relative worth of the jobs and comparable to the workers getting into the firm. As I already told you that the duty and the responsibilities which has been assigned to a particular group of workers who are all engaging in the particular department are the different departments of the organization. In that respect, they need to ensure the what exactly the internal and external equity need to be maintained in the organization. Then we have the another objective is reward desired behaviors. Reward desired behaviors is nothing but an pay should reinforce the desired behavior and act as an incentive for those behaviors to occur in the future. Here, we need to know that what exactly the desires of the employees, what the reward they want to get from the organization. We need to understand as an employer, and then according to that only we need to try to fulfill the employees needs and the desires of an organization. Then we have the compensation management objective as control the cost. As a rational compensation system helps the organization to obtain and they retain the workers at reasonable cost. If it reduces the high turnover of an organization in the organization, that will definitely reduce the cost of an recruitment for the organization, and it will increase the work efficiency in the organization also. Then we have another one objective as a comply with legal regulations. Here, as per the legislation which were mainly concerned with the labor, we are got the Minimum Wage Act of 1948, which is mainly rely on what the employee need to pay for as a minimum wage. According to the Minimum Wage Act of 1948, every organization need to pay the minimum wage to the employees in the organization. It need to follow all the legal formalities and the rules and regulations which were given by the state and the central government as well. Then we have the Equal Remuneration Act of 1976, and then we have an Equal Pay Act of 1963. According to that only, the each and every regulations need to be followed by an organization. And again, we have the Companies Act of 1956. What are all the prerequisites and the rules and regulations need to be followed by an organization with regards to that? Those all need to be followed by an organization while we are giving, or while we are trying to make a structure of a compensation management in a compensation structure in the organization. That is what the main importance or the objective of a compensation management in an organization itself. These are then we have another objective, facilitate the understanding. Here, the human resource specialist, operating managers, and the employees should easily understand the compensation management. It need to add up, it need to facilitate the compensation management where the company wants to fix the wage or a salary for an organization, salary for an employees of an organization in that respect. Then we have the another objective as an further administrative efficiency. Wage and salary programs should be designed to manage the organization with an effectively making optimal use of HRIS. Here, HRIS is nothing but it is a system used to collect and store the data on an organization's employees. It is a systematic maintenance of the employees' data into a systematic way. That is what we will call it as an HRIS. HRIS is nothing but an human resource information system. It is also called as an HRMS, that is human resource management system, and it is also called as an HCM, that is human capital management. Here, human capital management and the human resource management system, and as well as the human resource information system is mainly to build up to make it, or is mainly to develop a systematic collection or the systematic information regarding the employees need to be collected and need to be maintained in the organization. That is what we will call it as an HRIS, that is Human Resource Information System, and HRMS, Human Resource Management System, and as well as it is called as an human capital management. These are all the some important objectives of an compensation management. After knowing that objectives of an compensation management, we need to know what exactly the goals of a compensation management. Here, when it comes into an goals, it is to it helps to able to pay the employees a well enough, which keeps them highly motivated. If we provide an enough salary or a wage to an employee, that will ultimately lead to maintain the high motivation in the organization. If we maintain the high motivation in the organization, that will again leads to an loyalty among the organization itself. If an employee provided with a sufficient salary, that will motivate him to work to attain the final goal of an organization. Again, it may leads to maintain the loyalty from the employees towards to an organization. That is the main goal of an organization. If any organization want to convert an employee as a loyal employee to that particular organization, then that employer need to provide a sufficient salary or a wage or a compensation plans or a pay to that particular employee itself. Then we have another goal is to draw a highly talented applicants based on the fact that the organization has a great compensation package. If you want to hire a talented or skillful employees for the organization, for that only we need to provide them an accurate compensation package to that particular organization itself. Again, it is to be able to establish a work culture of high skill and productivity because of motivation of an incentives in the form of motivation and providing some incentive plans to an employees. Then it will, the main goal of the compensation management is to establish a work culture in the organization with a high skilled people in the organization itself. That is what the main goal of an organization, the main goal of an compensation management itself. Then we have the another concept as the principles of compensation management. What are all the important principles we need to understand in that respect? How the compensation management plays a very important role in an organization. In that respect, we do have some these compensation management principles. In that, first we have ability to pay, and then we have non-discrimination among the employees, legal compliances, simple and flexible employee development. Then we have performance oriented and equity consideration. These are all these some important 7 principles. We need to understand one by one what exactly portray the importance of that particular compensation management. As I already told you that compensation management is a sensitive and crucial aspect of human resource management, as its adequacy or inadequacy can be affect and either positively or negatively in the organization. The competitiveness of the organization due to higher attrition rate. Here, attrition rate is nothing but it is a staff turnover in the organization. It is also called as an churn rate, CHURN, churn rate. It is nothing but the rate of staff turnover in the organization. The rate of staff turnover in the organization is high, then the company need to bear the high cost in the organization, and we have a low commitment, etc. If you want to reduce the attrition rate and improve the commitment in the organization, the compensation management plays a very important role to maintain these principles in the organization. In that respect, the first one, first principle is that ability to pay. Here, organizations should pay their employees as per their financial capacity and capability. In the organization, if the organization pays more than its ability, then the organization may go face the bankruptcy in the organization. On the other hand, if the organization pay much below its ability, if it pays more than its capacity, then it may face the bankruptcy in the organization. If in other way, if the organization pay much below its ability to pay, then such organizations are unlikely to attract and retain the competitive employees in the organization, which will ultimately adversely affect the effectiveness of the organization itself. That is why the company need to pay a sufficient money which need not to be harm the financial status of the organization, and that need to be motivate the employees in the organization itself. Then we have the another principle, that is non-discriminatory. Here, non-discriminatory is nothing but it should not make a difference in between on the grounds of religion, gender, and nationality and ethnicity. Here, the organizer need not make any difference in between the employees based on religion, gender, nationality, and other. They need to treat them as a companies assert as a same. Then we have legal compliances. Here, legal compliances is another principle. Here, all the rules and regulations or the acts need to be followed by that company. The organization must pay as per the relevant laws which were prevail in that particular country or the state. For example, as I already told you that in India, we do have a Minimum Wage Act of 1948 and Equal Remuneration Act of 1976 and Equal Pay Act of 1963, and the rest of the other acts which are come under the Companies Act of 1956 as well. They need to follow the tribunals and the fair wage committees rules and regulations which were amended year by year. Then we have another principle, that is simplicity and flexibility. Compensation should be simple to design and understand, and it need to be very easy to administer or maintain in the organization. Compensation plan and policies must be flexible to adapt with ease to the changing profile of a workforce in the organization. Then we have another principle as it fosters the employee development. It need to motivate the employee development in the organization. Compensation should be such to motivate the employees to acquire and sharpen their skills, and they need to give a chance to develop their skills and competencies in conjunction with changing the technologies, innovation, and organizational requirement. On the basis of the organizational requirement, they need to provide to get to know what exactly the new technologies. They need to provide such a training facility to upgrade their technologies, and they motivate the innovations which were given by that particular employees in the organization. Then we have another one, that is performance orientation. Here, performance orientation is the another principle of a compensation management, where it enlight the concept where we need to promote the employees on the basis of their performance. This performance linkages is very essential for creating performance-driven work culture in the organization. If the employee performing well in the organization, that employer need to be awarded or rewarded or be recognized by the employer is very essential in the organization. Then we have another one, that is equity consideration. Here, equity consideration in respect of internal equity and the external equity. Here, in respect to the internal equity, here organization must compensate their employees according to their qualification, experience, skill, knowledge, job responsibility, and the performance. These are all on the basis of internal equity. These are all some parameters. They need to rely on that only. They need to treat them equally based on their qualification, experience, skill, knowledge, job responsibility, and their performance towards to that responsibility. Then we have external equity.
That means, just a minute.
Sir?
That means internal
Yes, sir.
equity means among the equals, there should be equal treatment. Equals.
Yes, sir.
If,
Yes, sir.
if the people are equal on the basis of experience, qualifications, skills, knowledge, etc., they should be treated equally. If
Yes,
they are
sir.
unequal, if the experience is different, the
Yes, sir.
experience is different, if the qualification is different,
Yes,
then
sir.
they can be treated unequally. They need not be treated equally. If
Okay.
between A and B, A is having more experience, B
Yes,
is
sir.
having less experience, then A can be given priority.
Importance. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he can be given importance.
Yes,
So
sir.
that will not amount to inequity. Where
Yes, sir.
inequity occurs, if two people are alike, if they are
Okay.
alike, if they are
Yes.
altogether same,
Yes,
but
sir.
still some discrimination is made, that amounts to internal inequity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, as of now, I am left with only 1 minute, sir.
Okay. What to do?
These are all the some important principles, so we need to keep in mind while we are making a compensation management. In the next class, we do discuss about.
So, shall we stop today?
Yes,
We are stopping
sir.
today.
Next class, we do discuss about advantages and disadvantages of.
Okay. For next class, in the sense you are telling about next week.
Sir, fine, sir. If it is on Monday, I am ready, sir. I am ready to do that also.
Monday not needed because we are having MBA class.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Next
MBA class,
Saturday. I will start with the component advantages and disadvantages, and then started with the components of an compensation management.